Good morning, beloveds. If you didn't know I was a geek and a nerd, I'm about to let myself out. So yesterday, it was Labor Day, and I opted to do nothing. I turned off the alarm, and I slept in, and I got up, and we made pancakes and bacon. I think I paid for the bacon. We used the high-protein pancakes, so the pancakes are relatively healthy, but the bacon, and then we ended up cooking it. It's an old a meatloaf and fried potatoes and with chipotle, by the way, fried potatoes and vegetables for dinner. So we only had the two meals, and then we watched Miss Marvel on Disney Plus, and oh my God, it was beautifully done. They told an amazing story, and it was wonderful to watch the family interactions with the older brother and the grandmother and it was just, oh yeah. So that's what I did with my Labor Day. I also cleaned a whole lot of my pocket dragons. Probably maybe a quarter of them. There's a lot. So, but I did, I made some real progress there. So, all right. It is September 5th. Our title is The Wilderness Experience. And our author is Grace L. Faus. Faus? Faus. Faus. It is from 1958, and it is from Divine Science. Okay, so the wilderness experience. Truth students have sometimes been accused of turning away from all fear and suffering and unpleasantness. But actually, we do not turn our backs upon our difficulties. We face them, seek to understand them, and put the emphasis upon overcoming them quickly. In truth, we consider problems to be opportunities for training, for growing, for advancing. When we can see them as such, they really become a blessing to us. We can confirm this in the Bible, for it is truly the book of life. Here we learn of many cases of wilderness experiences. For instance, we have the wonderful story of the life of Moses. His life was always guided by divine wisdom. His last 40 years were the years spent in the wilderness. During this wilderness period, Moses developed some of the very first ideas of democracy known to humanity. He was the first industrial leader, the first to work out a division of labor among his people. He was a statesman and a spiritual leader. He was a lawgiver and an administrator. He was the founder of the first great commonwealth. He was an emancipator, bringing freedom to his people. And many of our modern standards of democracy, justice, right relationship, and individual recognitions date from this period of the wilderness experience of Moses. I did not know that. I'm going to have to think about that. Which is neither here nor there. But what we can take from this, and she's right, in New Thought, we are usually looking for the silver lining. We are looking to see the good in every situation, which can fall hard on the ears. It really can fall hard on the ears, especially to people who are going through it. And absolutely, that can become a spiritual bypass. When you are going through a situation and you've got somebody who comes up to you and says, well, let's look for the positives. Okay, well, you're not going through the situation. What are you talking about looking for the positives? Okay, so I get it. And it straight up is a spiritual bypass. And it is something that we have become aware of and are actively working on. Because if you are the one going through the situation, I don't get to come up to you and tell you to look for the positives. I get to come up to you and say, how can I help? What can I do? How can I support you? That is my role. My role is not to come up to you and say, well, let's look for the positives. Okay. That's a spiritual bypass, especially on my part. I don't get to jump you over what you are going through, nor should you do that to anybody else, And we also don't want to compare sufferings. what's the situation you're going through and the situation I'm going through may be vastly different degrees, but I don't get to go to you and say, well, my situation is worse. Okay. Neither what it's like we're both having wilderness experiences. How can we support each other? And that what is it that we are going to come out of the wilderness with? I mean, Jesus went through a wilderness experience. He spent 40 days in the desert. And I'm not even going to guess why he spent 40 days in the desert. I'm not a scholar and I haven't looked into it. But if anything, he did walk out of there knowing the strength of his character. And frequently that's what a lot of us will learn when we walk through our wilderness experiences. We find out we're a whole lot stronger than we thought we were. Do we wish we didn't have to go through them? Absolutely. Do we go through them? Absolutely. And what do we do while we're in them? Well, we lean on our support networks, and as she said, we look at them as opportunities to grow. Because if I just looked at it as something that I'm going through, I might not make it. So I'm gonna look at it as an opportunity to grow. I'm gonna grow and I'm gonna learn something about myself. And but I'm not gonna be afraid to ask for help. That's why I said I'm gonna lean into my support network. And my support network is absolutely gonna say, we're here for you. What is it that we can do for you? They're not gonna try and pick me up and carry me through it. Unless that's what I ask them to do. But, they're not going to try and rush me through it. They but they're going to be there. They're going to offer the support and help that they can. And if nothing else, then they're going to hold the space for me, knowing that I can get through it. But it is, and what is it that she said at the beginning? Because I just can't deal with the Moses stuff. We face them. What is it that New Thought says? We look a discordant face in the fact and see the truth behind it. Yeah. That's why we have we have a social justice bent. It's like, okay, we know the divine reality. We know the perfection that could be. That's what we look at. And then what we do is we take action to help let the material match the spiritual. And that's all we can do. We can take a look at the material and go, this does not in fact, go back and listen to Jesse on Sunday, because that's exactly what he was talking about. How we can look at how our inner world and our outer world, they don't match. And what are we going to do about it? And that's the wilderness experience. What are we going to do about it? We're going to look that discordant fact in the face, and we're going to go, okay, if God is love, then we get to let go of anything that doesn't look like love. And understand that it can be messy. And we're going to grow from it. So, yeah, I'm not saying we're not going to have wilderness experiences. What I'm going to say is that we're going to look at our wilderness experiences and we're going to say, all right, this is happening and I'm going to deal with it, because I know that it's not the truth of my being. It's an experience that I am having, but it is not the truth of my being. And if I could leave you with anything, that's, I think, what I would tell you. Anytime any of us go through a wilderness experience, it is an experience you are having. It is a real experience that you are having, but it is not the truth of your being. You will get through it. And I'm going to leave it at that. Okay? The mission today, should we choose to accept it? Oh. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to not turn our backs upon our difficulties, but face them, seek to understand them, and then put the emphasis on overcoming them. We can't run from our wilderness experiences. So what are we going to do? We're going to face them. and try and understand them. And know that with the support of our community, we can get through them. That's the mission today. Wilderness experiences. Oof. Okay. And for those of you who like to go out to the wilderness and camp, that's not what I'm talking about. All right, the other mission I'm going to give you is the same mission I give you every day, which is do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. And I did, since we're talking about wilderness experiences, one of the most loving, kind, and compassionate things for you that you can do for yourself is to find yourself a community of like-minded people. And that is what Science of Mind is for me. Yeah, I go to church on Sunday. Yeah, it looks a little bit like church, but that's not the point of the experience. The point of the experience is to be with people who have gone through some of the same things that I have gone through, who know some of the same things that I know, and who are working towards the same goals that I'm working towards, who understand the same God that I do. We all have we have a similar God of understanding, it's like, God of love. Okay. And honestly, the most loving, kind, and compassionate thing you can do for yourself is to find your community, find your tribe, whatever it looks like, that the strength of the Renaissance community is exactly that. They have found, they call them clans, but they've found their tribe. They have found the group of, and they're very, very supportive. It's like, hey, you need something, then they'll figure it out. They'll get together and so find your tribe. Honestly, it is one of the most loving, kind, and compassionate things you can do is find your tribe. And it can be a big tribe or a little tribe. It doesn't matter. The point is find your tribe. I made a joke to my brother about, Thursday nights being dinner with the family. And he laughed because I have no family that lives close enough to go to dinner, no blood family. But I have my spiritual family. I've found my tribe. And, we meet for dinner pretty much every Thursday night. And we talk about whatever, life, what's going on, the movies that we've seen, the books that we're reading, just that's my tribe. That's my tribe. That's my community. And it's community within community within community. Okay. All right. So, love, kindness, and compassion. It also looks like taking a deep breath before you speak. It looks like taking a nap. It looks like taking a break. It looks like taking a day and literally not leaving your house, which is what I did yesterday. Okay. We all deserve one of those days. They don't happen often anymore because I'm that kind of adult. I'm constantly adulting, so I don't get to just curl up in my house very often. It looks like saying no to something that's just really draining for you. It looks like saying yes to something that will absolutely, push you out of your comfort zone. But then you have your tribe to support you as you are. Those are teeth, Buster. You have your tribe to support you. So, it also looks like eating dessert first, which you remember is code for don't save the good stuff. Our life is a special occasion. We should treat it as such. Don't save all of that amazing stuff for that one time of year. I've been reading a lot of decluttering and minimalist websites. I'm never going to be a minimalist. Except for the fact that it's not about stuff. It's about making sure that what you have is serving you. And I can get behind that. And so I've been, where was the point of that I was going to go with the minimalist? And that's what they say. Don't save all that stuff for once a year. It's like, why have all that fancy china if you're not going to use it more often? You need to reevaluate what you're saving it for. They made some comment about saving something for your kids. Well, make sure that your kids may not have the same emotional connection. Maybe you should be using it now. Because I did find a beautiful longer burger dish, and I'm like, it's been in this box in the corner of my room for God knows how long. I'm gonna find a way to use it. It's beautiful, and yeah, it's probably expensive, so I'm gonna use it now. I'm not saving the good stuff. I'm gonna eat my dessert first. Okay, I also want to remind you that joy is a quality of God. No matter what is going on in the world, you deserve joy. So please make room for joy. No matter what's going on in the world, no matter what's going on in your life, please make room for joy. All right? It's quality of God. You deserve it. If for no other reason than you are a beloved child of God. All right? I'm encouraging you to create a habit in, reminding you of your own best test subject. I want you to create that habit of that well-worn path to the infinite source of love, kindness, and compassion. But I also want to remind you, you're a beloved child of God. You deserve love, kindness, compassion, joy. Okay? Practice on yourself. All right. The rest of the suggestions. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you. Please drink plenty of water. I haven't even looked at the weather in the last 3 days. I just don't want to know. I'm tired of the triple digits. I'm tired of the triple digits. Because we said goodbye to hot summer and are welcome to hot fall. Yeah. Drink plenty of water. Your brain works better when it's well hydrated. Your body works better when it's well hydrated. And your skin looks better when it's well hydrated. Yes, I'm not above appealing to your vanity to get you to drink water. All right. And then get that early in your morning bright light. I didn't do it yesterday, but I did today. I went out and got that, it's like 7:45, got that bright light on my face for 5 to 10 minutes. I write through a lot of shades, so it's intermittent light. But it's enough to make the vitamin D, and that's what I'm after. It resets those circadian rhythms, which is that natural hormone cycle that I talk about. You'll have more energy during the day, you'll sleep better at night. So 7 to 9, 5 to 10 minutes. It's all it takes on the face. Okay? Vitamin D. All right, and then I'm going to hit you with my Ernest Holmes quote, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. Okay? Because it's a state of consciousness. Just like that wilderness experience, it's a state of consciousness. It's a state of mind. As we are going through it, we don't have to do it by ourselves. Okay? But when we are in a wilderness experience, we can look around at the experience that we are having and go, you know what? I'm going to be okay. And create that heavenly mindset, that island of peace that will help us get through our wilderness experiences, if not faster, at least a little easier. All right? It's a state of mind. It's a state of grace. Once you learn to create that mindset for yourself, nobody can take it away from you. That's why I call it a superpower. But I'm also going to remind you, that you can always look for the good and praise it. No matter what is going on in your life, there is some good. If for no other reason than you're there and you are the good. You always bring the good with you no matter what situation you walk into. So take him as advice. Look for the good and praise it. Okay? All right. Social media. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. Please take advantage of all that. The email, if you want to know what the email is, info@creativelife.org. That will get you on the constant contact, and that will get you the constant contact will get you the email, which the hot links are hot. That's what I'm trying to say. I just need to. All right. And they'll either take you right to the information you want or to the person that can help you get it. So take advantage of that. There, like on the YouTube videos, there are hours of content on both of the channels. And on Facebook, hours of content. So feel free to look for it all. Hi, baby. Yeah, I guess I'm at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. A Find Your Tribe day, a Consciousness day, a Kindness day, It's Not Monday, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You're a beloved child of God. Even as you go through those wilderness experiences, God will never turn it back on you. It can't, because that's what you're made from. That's the really cool thing. All right. So, explore the truth of your being. Know the truth of your being. Just peel back all of the layers of all of the nonsense that we have been told about ourselves and learn who God knows you to be. Okay, I can promise you that the person that God knows you to be is really cool. All right, Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.